Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tom, F. Dot, and we're off on another drive. And this time, I've got another topic that I want to mull over. So, earlier in the week, Jimmy Kimmel actually addressed this, and it's not the first time this conversation has been had. I'm going to preface this whole thing with this is not an attack on Jimmy Kimmel. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I saw Jimmy Kimmel's bit, and essentially what his deal was that watching people play video games is stupid. Of course, he's talking about the YouTube gaming that launched. He's talking about the Twitch. He's talking about the Azubus. He's talking about the hitboxes. He's talking about the entire idea of, well, watching somebody play video games. And first of all, the bit was hilarious. And although the joke is tired, and I've definitely heard it before, what he said was, the only time I've ever watched somebody play video games is when I'm player 2, waiting my turn. And there's a lot of truth in that. But I think so basically what happened was, the gaming world, all the fans of gaming sort of exploded in this really, just everything they said was like filled with vitriol, just like, nobody was real nice about anything. Everybody was, he made a subsequent video about the YouTube comments he received, and, they were like really, really nasty. And that paints a poor picture. So I'm here to say that, maybe your emotions are in the right spot, but the way you're going about them is not too hot. Because I don't think that Jimmy Kimmel is off base here. I think that she's just misinformed. And the majority of people, especially when I tell people what I do for a living, I get the same response. The majority of people just don't understand. It's a miseducation, I think. So, at the core of this whole streaming revolution, the percentage of people that are watching somebody play a video game for the sake of watching the game, is very, very small. Sure, there's people with financial limitations that can't afford the new games to come out, or, I might check out somebody play a game before I buy it to see if it's fun enough, right? Or there's the aspect of console exclusives, right? Where I really want to know about The Last of Us, but I don't have a PS4. Maybe that person will go and watch somebody stream it. Not for me, but I maintain that niche is very, very small. The majority of people out there that are watching Twitch, that are watching YouTube gaming, that are watching these streamers on MLG TV, so to speak, are people that are looking for things outside of the game. My personal favorite streamer is a dude named Fats. He's a loud Boston dude that has an affinity for Pokemon. Now, am I the world's biggest Pokemon fan? Nah, bruh. I can name Zigzagoon, because he's hilarious, and the 151 Pokemon that came out in red and blue, right? Like, that's it. That's all I know about Pokemon. But my man runs a Pokemon stream, and it's hilarious. I'm there almost every Thursday. It's great. And I'm not there because of the game. I'm there because of the presenter. I don't want to call it prop comedy, because streaming is a niche in and of itself, but that's the idea. The idea isn't that Pokemon is the show on stage right now. Fats, the guy from Boston with a hilarious sense of humor, is the guy on stage. His medium just happens to be this Pokemon game, right? And I think that's the majority of it. It's watching the streamer as an entertainer. Then, of course, you have the whole esports side of things, which almost doesn't belong in this conversation, but we will anyway. And that's very simply, it's the best of the best of the best, sir, doing what they're great at. And that goes in the same hand as watching pro sports, the NBA, etc. I watch LeBron James play basketball the same way I watch Faker play League of Legends, the same way I watch Hiko play Counter-Strike, the same way I watch Cyclone Spin play Smite. I'm there just to see the limitations of a game that I know personally pushed to the limit. I want to see just how good a player can be. So I'm going to watch the Pro League, and I'm going to watch the best of the best take on the best of the best, and it's going to be super exciting. That's what I'm in for. And then private practice. Do I want to watch pros play their game at home? Of course. If you're going to tell me that I can watch Jeremy Lin practice basketball, I'm going to do it. Now, I might want to watch a better player, but the idea of watching a professional player of a game practice at home is exciting. And of course, you get a mix with that category 1 of just the entertainer. So, am I going to watch Barracuda, the hunter for Cloud9 Smite team, play on his own time? Of course I am, because that's watching somebody leagues better than I do what he does. Maybe I can take home a tip, when he's doing something. Maybe he can tell me. The analogy, of course, being like if you're gonna watch Ovechkin play hockey, and he's giving you tip. Oh, when I stick handle. Okay, he's not German, he's Russian, whatever. When I stick handle, I, lean to the right or something. I'm going to take that home into my hockey games, I'll do the same thing. Barracuda says, I like to ward here so I can push up a little further. I'm going to do that in my games. Am I watching to get the experience of some guy playing Smite? No. I'm watching Barracuda to learn how to get better at Smite for me. I'm watching Cloud9 versus AFK to watch the best of the best play each other on a different level. And I'm watching the regular Pokemon stream on Thursdays at a Fats because that particular entertainer is why I'm tuning in. None of those reasons have to do with watching a game. And for me personally, I will never, ever watch a stream just for sake of watching the game itself outside of 5 minutes to determine if I want to buy the game myself. I mean, that's just the reality of it. When Jimmy Kimmel puts on a skit about how he doesn't understand people watching people play video games, and then the joke is, up next, people watching people play video games, that's hilarious, because I'm not going to sit there and watch somebody, play Mario for the sake of watching the game. Now, I might watch somebody play Mario because they tell me they're going to beat the game in 12 minutes and 47 seconds with a glitch they found in 1998. And that's called speedrunning. But I'm not going to watch the game just for the gameplay itself. And I think that's what Jimmy Kimmel and a lot of other people that have this conversation are really missing. That nobody's really tuning in for the flat watching the game aspect. What's more important is the person playing. That's why virtually every successful streamer has a webcam. And even if they don't, they talk a lot. Shouts to Lyric. I mean, that sort of presentation is what makes it. Otherwise, I would just watch the video game. Take all the commentary out, put it on YouTube, and I'll just watch the game. Even people that watch Let's Plays are there to watch, if you watch Sly Fox's Let's Plays, you're there to see Eddie laugh. He's got a hilarious laugh. You're not really watching because you want to see the game itself. You're watching because you want to see Sly Fox. And that's really the core of it. It's about the individual. It's not about the specific game. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. So stop spewing hate at these people that are misunderstanding your hobby and start educating. And instead of greeting the "why would you ever watch somebody play video games" conversation with a "because that's what I do, fuck you, man," why don't you greet it with a "well, I'm not really watching the game, I'm watching the streamer. Here, check out my favorite guy, F. Fill in that blank. And that's really, it's just a miseducation. So that's going to be it for me. I'm coming up on my parking lot right here, so I will catch you guys a little bit later. I appreciate you watching. If there's any topics you want me to cover in my commutes here and there, let me know. And otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will catch you in the future. Peace!